Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Alchemy Gaming. Today, we are working on episode 3 of the Indian first scenario here, and we are needing to do these things right here. So, number one, we need to have 11 different goods available in Thiruvananthapuram at the same time. Wow, that is super hard to say. There's 3 right now, so we need 8 more. We need to transport 300 passengers from Thiruvananthapuram to Mysore. So, we need 300. Obviously, we have none. And we get money for that. And then December 1845, we need 200,000 citizens in the Kerala region. And that lists these 4 cities are in there. And then we need to reach 80,000 citizens in Mysore. And so right now it is October 16th, 1842. The first task is December 44. Let's just look quickly. Here's the Thiruvananthapuram. Right here. See, we do own this area here. Technically, we could do express lines coming down here. And that's my story right here. We need to do 80,000 there. Let's see, how much is it going to cost? It's going to cost 814,000 right now. We're making 183 weekly. And we probably don't have any bonds, I'm guessing. And if you look here, you might have noticed Tirupati is maxed out at 100,000. I'm just wondering if I should let that thing grow and put a university in. I'm thinking Madras probably has to go higher too, but I honestly don't know. We'll look at our research. We could do cow catcher residual value. Nah, no, I think we'll leave it and let that add up to something that we can get something good for. So, okay, so let's get some money and come back and we'll buy this Kerala region. All right, so we finally have a bond available. We're going to take the biggest bond right here, and then we're going to come buy Kerala for 840,000. Now, I did notice that Nagercoil has an industry slot open, and there's a bonus for 195,800. Now, let's just see. Thiruvananthapuram needs 11 things. Let's just take a quick look here and see what they need. So they're going to need wood, sugar, rice, grain. They're making nan. Then they're going to need wooden planks, possibly arak, or possibly cloth once they get up to 55,000. Although if they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, technically 11 be, no, they wouldn't need this. So it'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cloth would be 11, yeah. So they're going to need the cloth anyways. Kochi's making chicken. Arak's coming from Batori, Nagercoil. I think really, Nagercoil really, we probably should put in, how much a plank's 370. Yeah, let's go ahead and toss it in here. Okay, so we'll get that bonus. So really that didn't cost that much. So the first thing, like we said, was to get the 11 different goods. So right now we're missing wood and we're missing sugar. The other 2 are coming overland. So wood and sugar. Sugar is there. Wood is here. Oh, we're going to buy that for 51,000. Absolutely. What about sugar? 92. Okay, we'll buy that. Okay, so we'll go in here. We'll make this say whatever that word is, freight. And we'll put, yeah, maintenance there. And then we're going to want to put one here. Kind of funny that the wood wasn't already good to go because it's pretty close. So we'll go 81 there. And we probably don't need to double that really, but we'll double it just for fun. Put our gridirons here and put our directionals. And then we're going to need, well, actually, let's put the train down first. So Dale will want that to run full, and we'll want not an Iron Duke for sure. G&M American, I think, is fine. There we go. So as soon as we get enough money, we'll lay that down, and that will bring them in their wood. And then if we can run in the sugar, that will help them grow. Then we also want to get up there the Mysore and get that doing good too. Okay, there's that one. Okay, so we have our sugar all hooked in here. It's doubled right to about here. And that's going to piggyback on that wood line. So it's coming in. We'll make sure it's loading full. GM American, 1 train. Boom. All right, and we do have a supply tower right there. So Nagercoil, I wonder if it's getting wood because the wood's really close. No, it's not getting wood. So now we're going to need to do some kind of, well, they don't need that right away anyways, do they? Yeah, they're going to have to hit 30,000. So maybe what we should do next is have some type of train up here maybe. We can get that maybe over here. Yeah, I think we'll put a freight station here in Kochi, and then maybe we can ship passengers back and forth for now on that line, which I think would be useful. We'll get some money flown in through Thiruvananthapuram, and then eventually it will start bringing in chicken once we need it. I think it's got to hit, what, 35,000 for that? We'll stick this in here. So now we have our line laid out from Thanjavur to Madurai Express. We're going to put one train on it for now. We'll leave it automatic in case they want to ship things back and forth. We're going to put a express station down the Thiruvananthapuram and then have an express line from Madurai to Thiruvananthapuram. And that way that'll create some money too as well. There's that train we just laid down there. 23 passengers, a little bit of mail. But down here, this city is even bigger, 27. These ones are only 10 and 7. So they're not going to go crazy quite yet. We need to grow them a bit. So let's put our station down here. I think we could flip it this way. There we go. Now we have our line from Madurai Express to Thiruvananthapuram Express. We're going to put an Iron Duke with our 2 wagons on it. Confirm that. So now we have a train going there. See what else we're missing. We're going to need chicken, so we probably should start laying that out as soon as we get our maintenance here. Then we'll put our train in. Going to bring in meat. Well, let's get one and get it rolling on automatic. So it'll do whatever. It'll bring mail and passengers, I guess, for the time being. Then eventually it'll bring the chicken in. So now how are we going to get to Mysore? Because we have to grow this city up here to 80,000, right? Yeah, right there. Really, we have to grow the whole region in a way. What we could do is look back at this. We could do some kind of a warehouse situation right here in this grain. Might be the way to go. I think we will do that actually. Let's see, we could go warehouse like this. Then what we could do is bring it into here. Kochi could be one of the cities. Thiruvananthapuram could be the other. And then whatever this last city is here, Coimbatore could be the last one. And then that way we can have a nice little 3-city cluster. All right, now we have our line from, we're going to change that to say Kerala Warehouse in the Thiruvananthapuram. Got our GM American. So let's go ahead and change this name immediately here. Kerala Warehouse. And technically it's not a warehouse yet. And then we're going to do the same thing to Kochi. We're going to need a train going in there. We'll run it full. That way we got to get these cities growing, not just Thiruvananthapuram. We got to get them all growing. And then we'll bring in our wood to the Kerala warehouse as soon as we get enough money to build the warehouse itself. And then we can start stockpiling, and that'll give Kochi the ability to bring stuff in too. All right, so they each got a train. All right, so now we have our line laid out from the Kerala warehouse to Coimbatore. So now each city has one train going to it. We have one train come from the sugar, one from the wood. You know, we should look at these and see what our, let's see, they'll stop. Let's see, what's our frequency here? It's 10.1 days. So that's, we need 3. So that should be good. This one is, let's see, what do we got here? It's 20.1 days. Okay, so this one we need a second train on. It's basically just kind of going with one demand per city, which it's a little bit less than one, but, and then with that said, you need to get under 56 days, right? Just the way it works. So we'll need 2 trains. There we go. Okay, so, oh, we got some research. Nice. All right, surely we can get something good this time. Okay, let's look at our options here. We could take the Limat. We could also take the Jenny Lind. The difference is negligible, really. Right now we're using the GM American, which is, the Jenny Lind is quite a step up. Attractive power is a little less, though. Popularity is a bit more. Reliability, maintenance requirements are better. Okay, we could take the paper mill to be able to do paper. Could go lower tunnels. We try to avoid tunnels anyways. We could do this Rhine, which would be way better actually. You know, I think really, I don't think we have much selection at all. I think we have to do this Rhine just to open up these other ones. But it is definitely faster. It has same tractive power. Popularity is 104, 113 to 120, 111. Maintenance requirements are 1% higher. So we may have to switch over to the Rhine. And let's see what the Rhine looks like. There it is right there. Kochi's not really making a ton of chicken meat. So we're going to go and buy this job breeding, and we're going to run in some chicken. I don't think we need raw silk for anything though, but whatever. We'll run this in. The other thing we probably should do is look at Coimbatore and see what else it needs to get that Iraq pumping, because if we could get that to grow, that would be a very good thing. So there we go. 54,000. I think for now we could probably just put one train to get it rolling. Oh, and we also, yeah, now that I think about it, we need a maintenance station in Kochi. So GM American, we'll go for it. Actually, no, we said we were going to go Ryan, right? What's the difference? Oof. Quite a price difference, eh? You know what? Let's stick with GM American. Then we'll put a supply tower down. Coimbatore, it's going to need wood, which will come eventually. The sugar will come eventually. So it needs rice and it needs nane bread. And for the Arak, let's see, Arak and rice. Okay, so the rice and the sugar. So it's a good thing we doubled up the sugar. The rice we could look at. Okay, we're not going to be buying the rice. Too expensive. So that's what we'll do next. We'll hook in this rice. And then the other thing we're going to do is probably need some kind of way of getting nane from Thiruvananthapuram up to Coimbatore. What we could do maybe is do a manufactured good warehouse in Kochi, hook in Coimbatore, and then Kochi can ship stuff up to Coimbatore and ship things down the Thiruvananthapuram. Okay, so now we have our line from Coimbatore down to Kochi where we put our warehouse in. We're going to have some manufactured goods shipping in and out. I threw planks in there even though no one's making planks yet because it's not going to hurt anything. So we're going to put 2 trains. We're going to go with the Rhine and leave them on automatic. Then I think we'll go here, let that run a bit because we need some money. Let's bump this also to automatic. So it's not too much slower than the Iron Duke really. And we'll put 2 in here. We'll take these off because you don't want to tie up space with those wagons for now. Once we do express trains, we can take the automatic off and just make it freight. So where are we sitting here? Okay, can we? Yeah, no, there's no immigration. I forgot. It's been a while between these clips, so sometimes I forget that there's no immigration. So if we go back up here, our goods in Thiruvananthapuram, we've done what we can for the moment. Then 300 passengers to Mysore from there. We need to grow this area, which we're doing. Okay, so the next thing maybe would be to put some rice down here, I think. I think the rice is the next thing. So let's go ahead and do our line of rice. Now, will this come all the way around? Oh, it will. What do you know? We'll bring that in. So we'll go ahead and just put the Rhine on this, whatever. Not that we need it. So it's going to be 5 days. So 1 train should more than be enough. So Thiruvananthapuram. So now it's gonna have rice, which was coming in anyways. So vegetables, Arak's gonna come in when it needs it. Planks are useful. Vegetables is something I need to do. Let's pause this for a second. So let's go to vegetables and see where are they. Okay, there's some right here. So now we have our vegetables coming in full in the corral warehouse coming. We just kept it right up on the foothills here and it's coming down. So now we have that. Yes, there is a little bit of a single section here at the end. So that will give Thiruvananthapuram vegetables here in just a second once that loads. They'll be getting Arak in a bit. Spices will be coming up soon. They're getting wood somehow, or planks, I mean. Now I guess they're close enough. The planks are kind of coming in. Must be what it is. So that's good. We can kind of forget about that for a bit. So now we need to come up here to Mysore. They need sugar and they need vegetables and they need wheat. So vegetables are there. So we have to bring these vegetables up. Okay, we connected Mysore to Krishnagiri with the double line all the way. So first thing we're going to do is bring in our vegetables. We're going to tack into that and bring them in full with a refrigerated car here on a Rhine. And then the next thing we're going to do is lay out Mysore to Krishnagiri and we'll let the time run and we'll put, let's say 2 trains, we'll put them automatic. We won't put any wagons on it. That way we can bring cloth over when we can and bring planks back over the Krishnagiri, and then they can bring mail also when it's possible. Okay, so we'll, as soon as this hits enough money, we're going to bump that to 2. There we go. Perfect. So now we have 2 trains going there. So Mysore, we need sugar, we need grain. Grain is right here. Oh, that's like super cheap too. So maybe we'll buy this grain and we'll do a little bridge over here. We do have sugar down here, but it's a little bit of a hike getting up there. I think we'll buy this for now. All right, now we have our grain double lined all the way to Mysore. We're going to put 1 Rhine on that freight running full. Okay, so we have our sugar coming in, running full on a Rhine all the way up to Mysore. It's a little bit of a longer trajectory here. It's 36 days, but that's still well under the 56 days. That should allow Mysore to double growth once it gets that. And I said I needed more grain coming in, right? Okay, so let's click on the warehouse here and see who's going to Thiruvananthapuram. We probably should have 2 trains on that every 6 days though, but still. And then I believe we need some supply towers. Could be running slow just because of that maybe. Let's see, let's stick this in here as soon as we get the money. There we go, that'll help. And now we put nigger coil coming in the Kochi, and that's going to bring in our planks. And then if they want to bring passengers and mail bags, that's fine too. In fact, we'll prioritize the planks. And let's go full. We'll put 2 automatics on that. And then I think what we're going to do, we're going to put a bypass here. I don't see any reason to bring that through the city. Now let's go back and see. Let's look at it here. Did it bypass it? Yes, it did. Okay. Perfect. See, let's bring it in full planks, which will eventually kick back here. Now the other thing, let's see how many. So we have 9 of 11 goods. So we need 2 more goods in Thiruvananthapuram. So we're going to need tea leaves and cloth. We could make cloth in theory because it's way up here anyways. Let's do that actually. As soon as we get enough money, how much are we going to need? 408? All right, here, let's put that here. We got the Kochi, and we'll tell its warehouse to add in cloth. We got our planks coming in there. All right, we have our wool coming into our Thiruvananthapuram freight station, so we can start making cloth. So that'll get in there in, I believe it's at 24 days. All right, we have some research available here. We're going to take basically our only option here. I don't see any other good options. We're going to take workshop teams, which lowers maintenance time by 5%, and that'll let us get over here to the Bourbonnais, which is a little bit stronger than the one we're using, the Rhine, but mostly we want to kind of get at some of this other stuff. And we also bought the spices. We're going to bring that into our warehouse here. I'm going to put it on a Rhine, and as soon as we get $81,900, we're going to go ahead and put that in there, and that may give us our 11th thing. If not, it'll be our 10th thing once it gets to the city, because last time I checked, we were at 9 of 11. We also have wool coming in too. Between the 2 of them, that should probably do it. Means we're at it. We could easily do this too, and then we'll put a train down here, bring in our tea leaves. There is spices there too, but we'll prioritize the tea leaves. And as soon as that hits, we'll bring that in. So Thiruvananthapuram should be just moments till it gets that 11 of 11. And now we have our line from Mysore kind of piggybacking on our existing lines, coming in the Kochi into this little manufactured warehouse. It's also automatic, so it'll bring back mail and people maybe. So we're going to put 2 trains on that. And we now have our line from Thiruvananthapuram to Nagar Coil. We're going to put 2 Iron Duke Express trains on that because all the manufactured goods are coming back in the Nagar Coil through Kochi anyways. That creates some more income. Let's see, do we need to bump anything up? Yeah, sugar is a little low. Probably should bump the sugar up. Let's see, are we any closer to getting our spices? Oh, spices are there. Okay, that should be just a matter of time before that comes in then.
The standard of living in the Southwest has improved thanks to the East India Company and the railways, of course. This is how you gain influence.
The standard of living has improved? For whom exactly? The British engineers and officials? The taxes have increased again in response to the railway construction and are almost unpayable for the common folk now. What good is a railway network when you don't have any money to provide for your family?
Okay, so we did the 11 different goods in Thiruvananthapuram at the same time. And now we need to get this 300 passengers for Thiruvananthapuram, the Mysore line we're kind of working on here, going from Kochi to that city. And we're going to throw a couple trains down here and move some of our passengers back and forth. There we go. Put a supply tower down. Express. So then that's obviously going to be Iron Duke, fully express. Put our 2 wagons on there, and that'll take 269,000. We'll have that down. In fact, we can put 1 train down right now. We can probably bump this train up 1 more. That'll create a little bit more momentum. Another industry slot. I don't know if we have any. Oh, look, we can. Perfect. Let's put a furniture factory down. Oh, we could stick it there. So then we could go down the Kochi to our warehouse, add in furniture. There we go. Perfect. So really the last thing we want to add in is probably clothing. So where else do we stand? We're at 45 in Mysore. We're at 162,000 in total. All right. So I built an express station in Mysore and came straight down, which I think will help. I put 2 trains going to Thiruvananthapuram, and now we're going to put 2 express trains going to Kochi Express, and that should, if nothing else, it'll help our income a little bit. So let's see, that's Kochi, that's Thiruvananthapuram, and I made Thiruvananthapuram be a full one, I believe. Let's see, did I put, yeah, I did actually. So we can make that up to 7 because I took off the mail car because it really doesn't matter, and it prioritized passengers. So there we go. So that's gonna leave with 93, and then the second one, maybe we should even just leave that closed and we'll skip the mail completely. I probably shouldn't have bothered with the mail. And I believe I have, yeah, the dining car. Okay, I got the dining car on there. So the next one is probably gonna do space or whatever. It's probably gonna want to space out. Oh, we need more poultry. We'll bump that up. Where are we sitting on the sugar? Okay, that's a little low. We'll bump that as well. Okay, Kochi. Is Kochi getting everything it needs to grow? Yes, it is at the moment. All right, let's pause for a second. Thiruvananthapuram. Let's see. Are they getting lots of wool? Yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. Let's see. Where's our, how many trains? Oh, we should put a maintenance station there. Now we could put in a spice train going all the way. A Rhine. We'll just leave it at Rhine at this point. No point in going with the cheaper trains anymore. I may not go back and bump everything up, but at least we'll use the better trains. There we go. That'll help. Okay, I noticed Mysore is over 50,000, so we're going to put a library down, keep our growth going. The other thing I noticed, Coimbatore has an industry slot open. We could do clothing, really. We probably could. It's going to be 538 though. That might make sense because then we could just ship things back and forth. We also probably should get some express trains coming in and out of here too. At least the Kochi, which could then move people down a bit further. So I think we will do this. We'll put in a clothing factory here. So let's put that there. Yeah, let's just go Iron Duke, go Express, put our 2 wagons on and get a bit more income. Okay, now we got our tea leaves piggybacking on this line all the way up to Mysore. Now it's going to bring both things, but I put the priority on the tea leaves. Just kind of doing some cleanup here, making things a bit more efficient as we go.
A big part of the South is equipped with sufficient streets and irrigation systems. A stable infrastructure is the bedrock of a functioning country.
Okay, so we got the 200,000 citizens in the Kerala region. That's good. So we're going to bring tea leaves into Mysore. We're going to prioritize the tea leaves. And we'll go Rhine, freight. And how many days was that? 31 days. Okay, we could actually maybe do 2 trains. Or, well, here, let's copy rail line, 1 train. All right, let's do it that way. That way we can rush tea leaves in pretty quick. Okay, we have more research. We're going to take the PLM Bourbonnais. Now, is there really much of a difference? Okay, we got 59 kilometers, 57. So it's a little bit slower. Way better tractive power. Popularity is down a little bit. Maintenance requirements are up. Reliability is way up. That's kind of a mixed bag on that one, really. What's it look like? All right, it looks like that right there. So we should probably bump this sugar up a bit here. So I'm trying to get Iraq to grow more. How's my planks? Okay, they're doing okay. My cloth is doing all right. If I want to bump it up, it's going to be, yeah, quite a jump. What if I go look at my wool? My wool is sitting at 0. That's not good. That's going to be expensive. $669 to bump that up. Where am I sitting on my bonds? Yeah, maxed out pretty well. Okay, so then we're up to 59, just under 60 in Mysore. Oh, finally we're on the board here with our 300 passengers, so that's a good thing. That's really good. I don't know what was going wrong there for a while, but we finally seem to tip the scales a little bit anyways. Okay, Coimbatore looks like it could take a library, so we're going to throw one in there. May as well keep it growing, I believe. Oh, look at that. Kochi has another industry slot. What do we want? I know the Iraq's not going good at Coimbatore. Should we put Iraq in there? Okay, let's go Iraq, and then we'll have to just bump it up. All right, to get Iraq moving, we're going to bring in 2 trains of rice, the Kochi station, and it's sugar, isn't it? Is the other one? And here we are, coming into Mysore from Thiruvananthapuram. Almost got to have that in front of me to say it right. So we're coming in with what I believe should be our last passengers. Kind of a cool view there.
Ah, good. These workers will make the roadworks in Bangalore and surroundings run way more smoothly.
Awesome. So there's our 200 or 300 passengers. So we're at just under 72,000 in Mysore. So if I look at this, we're a little low in the dresses. That's a bit of a problem. And we're also raw silk. We need raw silk. So where is raw silk? Let's see. Oh, it's right there. Oh, what do you know? It's actually close by. Well, was there any other ones though? Oh, there's one here too. Okay, let's go with this one. Let's go with this one. Can we buy it? 240. Okay, let's buy that. Not that it truly matters a ton. So we'll put that in. We'll put our maintenance thing, and then we're gonna come over. Perfect. Hocha terminal, the Mysore. We want to go in full. Put a Rhine on there. Wonderful. What's the travel time? Okay, well we could do another one after that. Okay, so that would mean Thiruvananthapuram probably needs the same thing. Yeah, they do. So in Thiruvananthapuram, we have another industry slot open. I'm just trying to figure out, do we go with the silk brocade maybe? Or weaving mill? We could, although we have that up there. We could have put that in Mysore. You know what? Let's put a clothing factory down here. I know we just put one, but let's put that down. That might make the most sense. And there we go. So we'll have to keep an eye on the weaving mill. We may actually have to bump that up, but yeah, 819 is a little pricey. Where do we stand on our bonds? We got all kinds of bonds available, or a big number. We'll leave that though. I don't know if we want to do that quite yet. Mysore is getting everything except for a little low in the Iraq, but I just put one down in Kochi. They are now getting raw silk. That'll bump up a bit. So the silk brocade is something they're not getting. I don't know. Maybe I should have stuck that in Kochi because it's very close. I probably should have, but what's done is done now. Where do we want to put the library? We could have jammed there, would have been nice. Okay, let's put it way over here. There we go, way tucked out of the way. So Mysore is up to 79,000. So that is good. Oh, it's even getting clothing. What do you know? Shouldn't be very long. And we'll have our final task done.
With this, the most important cities in the area are connected to the rail network. Whenever we connect them to Bangalore, we will have a powerful administration department that is interlinked with every region in South India. The groundwork is done. Now we can devote ourselves to Bangalore. As capital of the region, we will make it the headquarters of the construction of our whole South Indian territory. To that end, construct a warehouse in Bangalore. There we will store our granite, and from there, transport it to all surrounding cities.
A word, if I may. I beg of you, as advanced as the railways may be, the progress so far has been mostly in favor of England. But there may be so many possibilities to use them for the Indian people. I know you are just doing your job, but please just keep that in mind, yes?
All right, so we spent quite a bit of time in the Kerala region. We got Mysore is up to 80,000, double growth. Coimbatore is up to 63, double growth. Kochi is working nice, 50 and double growth. Thiruvananthapuram is up to 96, still double growth, pretty good. We didn't really bother with Nagercoil except to get the planks out of there. So it's not growing. We didn't really touch Madurai, Thanjavur, just to get our express lines. We did put a university in Tirupati, so it's up 143. And we put one in Madras and it's at 108. I don't know if I should have bumped that up. I'm not sure if that's going to come back to haunt me or not. Bangalore is here in the Canara region. We'll need 1.5 million, but we do have a bond, so we can always grab one. Bangalore is only at 43,000. So if they're going to have some kind of population requirement, we're going to have a bit of work to do there. So if you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Come back and watch another great video of Ike and Me Gaming.